you're in shot.
You happy? You happy about your Craig?
I do feel as though I should still be facing that way, but yeah, I'm alright, I'm fine.
Good. Hello, Craig.
Hi.
We're back again, by absolutely no demand, but here we are.
Nobody's requested it, have they?
Not one person.
But sometimes, who requested it?
Well, no one. I don't think anyone actually specifically said you should do that again, but there were some people that were like, yeah, it was okay.
Well, that's filled me with enthusiasm for the next episode.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I was in work today and I was at the microwave. No one needs to know that.
Yeah.
And a guy came up to me that I know and he went, all right, and put his hand, I swear, he put his hand out and I went, and he went, and he looked me in the eyes and he went, should we just kiss? From the last episode.
Oh, that's great.
I'm assuming it was a callback.
Is he a good mate?
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we have never kissed before, but
yeah. I assume, well, if he wasn't talking about the podcast, then you need to have a conversation, I think.
I'll be phoning HR.
Good stuff. So what should we do first? I guess we things are a bit better planned this week.
Yeah, I hope so. It's a fucking shambles the last time. So
the main thing people said was what you did disgusted me, and you shouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
No, but it was badly planned last week. I literally just went through my Twitter. So this time we've been collating some things.
We have collated.
We've put together a list of the things we want to look at. So without further ado, we might as well get stuck in.
Let's do it.
So the first post we're looking at this week is from Mr. Sonny Edwards, at Sonny Edwards. So he just tweeted, so someone was griefing me on Instagram and had their phone number on their profile. Almost an ellipses.
Yeah, nearly, good effort.
Yeah, and at the point I screenshot it, it had 40,000 views. It's now got over 100,000 views.
Impressive.
This tweet, and basically, I think the guy had said something to Sonny, but we can't see what he said in the thing.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah. So Sonny claimed the guy had said something to him.
Yeah, Sonny was.
In his tweet. Someone was griefing me on Instagram.
Somebody was griefing him.
Henry,
ever been griefed?
Yeah, all my life. All my life.
Griefing.
There's a reason I constantly say to people, why am I not getting the respect I deserve?
Griefing.
Yeah.
It's a result of griefing.
Yeah, it's a
I
result
believe.
of griefing. Yeah, I've been griefed many times. So Sonny basically put his phone number online. Was that right?
He had this other guy had his phone number online.
That's right.
And Sonny did he keep phoning him?
I think he published the number. He was getting calls off of...
Yes.
Of many undesirables.
He was then the recipient of griefing. The griefing.
Exactly.
That's a lesson for everybody out there.
Yeah.
Did you hear the guy's voice notes?
Very funny. What did he call him?
Brilliant.
Let's
I can't remember, but I remember he was like, he started off like, oh yeah, Sonny, oh you're this and you're that, and then at the end he was just begging him.
I could just turn it down if...
Sonny, you absolute spastic of a boy. Take my phone number off your status.
Oh.
You proper div.
You div!
I'm a family man with a woman. I've got people constantly WhatsApping me.
Is that really him?
Children in bed. You proper spastic.
That's
Sonny, shut your mouth and take my number down.
Oh.
Chatting shit and chatting waffling.
He's freestyling.
How about phone Ricky?
Yeah.
Or are you too scared? In fact, how about this then? Obviously, I'm a nobody compared to you. I'll happily fight you. You fucking proper dinlo. Now take the number down.
What does that mean?
If you don't,
I don't know.
Well, I ain't gonna make a threat, Sonny, but I'm telling you now, if my phone don't fucking stop ringing, my kid's in bed, I'll happily fucking drive to yours.
Oh, okay, that's
He's
enough.
brought the kid in.
That's enough of that. But anyway...
You know the first two?
Yeah.
The first two sounded like he was like auditioning for a voiceover. It was perfectly done, wasn't it?
Did he get
Sonny.
a piece of paper that he like wrote it down?
Sonny, you proper dev? Did he call him a dev? That is...
Haven't heard anyone get called a div for a very long time.
Like Baker Grove insult, innit?
Yeah, but Sonny Edwards is a provocative, evocative character.
He's a cheeky rascal, isn't he?
And I just feel like, you know, I can see why the guy got so upset.
Yeah, and then at the end of the voice
I think he
note,
probably deserved it from the sound of things.
well, at the end he totally changes his tune, doesn't he? He's like, please take it down.
Let's get to the last one.
Don't talk like that.
What?
Get in the car, mate. A child, mate. Having to do conversation with her about Rick, to go to that extent is pathetic.
Pathetic.
So, Ricky, I'm after him to get in the car, mate.
Who's Ricky?
Ricky?
He's just for EastEnders. How's he just pulled Ricky out of the hat?
I think he meant Sonny, but he called him Ricky.
Oh, he's lost the argument.
Oh well. Anyway, that was very, very entertaining, and Sonny is a massive troll. So if you...
Yeah, he says what he wants to say, doesn't he, on social media. On one hand, you have to respect it. The other hand, he's going to get himself in some scrapes like that. But I don't really think he cares.
No, he definitely doesn't care.
And that is typical Ricky. Straight on.
Classic Ricky.
He's always doing that.
You should get Ricky on his fight shorts when he comes out next time. I just want to say before we continue that I've noticed you bought your own drink today.
I did. And for anybody watching who cares, turmeric tea... Are you laughing at the way I say that? Because people
I'm laughing at what you're about to say.
Turmeric tea wasn't bad, and it's obviously
fair enough.
It's obviously got health benefits.
Probably doesn't, to be fair.
But for the turmeric tea community,
I'm not part of a community.
They better stop.
There's no turmeric tea community.
Better stop griefing me. That's all I'm saying, because I've had enough. Yeah. No, it was all right. The turmeric tea was all right, but you were late coming to get me at Scotmid, so I had to get a hot drink.
You got scared. Okay.
It's a very rough area.
Just so you know, I don't like have to meet Craig at Scotland. I just needed to get something, and he's not like he needs collecting from Scotland.
Handed over.
Yeah.
Sign a waiver.
Package collection. All right.
I had to pay for 6 minutes parking today.
Yeah.
That's fucking...
Well, that's really funny.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm booked until 8:47 in the morning.
So well, you're not staying over if that's what
let's keep it going.
So,
let's keep it going.
Let's keep moving. Okay, so next tweet. It's our old mate Michael.
Oh,
Michael
God.
Benson. I can't be bothered. Look, this is what I was talking about. I can't be bothered to find the original. It's there, and I've screenshot it.
I know.
But this is him, I think. So anyway, so he's written big grinning emoji. Danny Garcia and Jarrett Hurd both returned with routine decision victories overnight. Most notable moment came when Ivan Redcatch bit Garcia's shoulder. Garcia said post-fight, "He bit me. He said Mike Tyson when he bit me." I thought I needed stitches or something.
That is outstanding.
That is so funny.
See that first emoji, right?
Yeah, the big grinning face.
Now, I thought it was like a big smile.
No, it's like a cheesy...
Well, then someone told me it's like a awkward, like a sort of strained face.
I think he's used it because it's got teeth.
Can we get a bit of feedback on that? Because I'm hearing mixed things. The fact that he said Mike Tyson when he bit him,
I love that.
Is tremendous.
But that makes me think it wasn't a bite in rage. He was like, he probably planned it pre-fight.
He thought,
unless he does it all the time.
He thought Garcia will love this. Garcia, he will love this. Yeah, that's fascinating, and he really goes for it. Look at him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's
hard to tell from that angle though if he's sunk his teeth in, but clearly he has.
But it does look passionate, that embrace, doesn't it?
Yeah. Interesting that he went for. Where's Ivan Redcatch from?
I want to say he's actually American, but obviously not from American heritage.
Okay.
But he fought Tevin Farmer years ago. He's fought a lot of top level guys. I think he's just one of those dudes that ends up fighting guys when they're coming back from losing titles or coming back from kind of breaks like Danny Garcia has been. But he's not a bad fighter and an excellent biter.
Yes.
So that was like a wee poem there, wasn't it?
That was pretty good.
Thanks.
That's pretty good. What time are we on? 9 minutes. Okay, fine. Cool. Right. Yeah, I'm doing my own camera again. I was meant to have a cameraman this week. He got clocked to tutor some kids. So
he's got to really consider what's more important.
Exactly. And I'm always secondary in life. So
not good.
All right. So up next, we've got a very funny one from you, Craig. I enjoyed this. I had a good chuckle to myself. It's a tweet from BT Sport Boxing. It's got a crying, laughing emoji at Tyson Fury. at Tyson Fury having some fun with a journalist from the Wall Street Journal just to keep himself amused, and it wasn't basically, it just wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny at all.
But it wasn't like bad. It just wasn't anything.
No, it wasn't funny at all.
It was in inverted commas. We're chopping a lot of logs in the forest, and Craig tweeted, "Oh, proper funny that."
I just don't get it. You know when like a company is so heavily behind somebody, they try and maximise like every aspect of that person's character.
Very aware of that.
It wasn't funny.
No.
It wasn't funny. Tyson Fury probably does loads of funny stuff.
He does.
That wasn't funny, man.
No.
So, yeah, I just... and you know, someone replied to me on that tweet going, "Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted you to say." I was like, are you sure? So, Yeah,
you are such a slave to the man.
Got you right there.
Such a slave to the man. Did you I obviously didn't really want to know, but did you get a reply to your Boxrec email?
No response.
Yeah.
They haven't taken me seriously at all.
No.
Which, to be honest, is quite disappointing, as I'm a self-confessed boxing writer. Okay. They've probably looked at me and went, he's a fraud.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of work with this guy.
He's looked at it and gone, you are disgusting.
So, lesson learned for me.
Yeah.
Dented my credibility.
Good that we can move on from that one.
Yeah.
Can we, though? Because it's still going round. Like, everyone's talking about it, and like I think it was even on Joe Rogan.
What, the 7 a day?
I think they talked about it on Joe Rogan. And I just feel like I wouldn't look that deeply into it. We
actually spoke about it on the Gloves Red podcast as well.
Did you?
We spoke about how many.
What did the boys think about it?
Well, we said 2 back to back is maximum probably, and then you'd.
Oh yeah.
You'd do.
All right, moving on. Oh yeah. Joshua tweeted something, and this guy, WhatLad85, tweeted any chance of a signed fridge lad, and he actually did the same thing on my Dave Allen.
Did he?
He asked for a signed tumble jar, and Dave replied saying, "If you send me 50 quid, I'll sign you," and sent it back. And he was like, "No, Dave, I know your game. You won't return the £50."
He did the same with Eddie Hearn. He wrote about, I think it was a fridge or a cupboard or something like that.
He's actually really funny. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously his only joke, but it's a really funny joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's went for it. He's tried it.
Yeah.
And he's covered his bases there. He's threw out a couple which you've got to respect. WhatLad85.
And his name is What, and his badge is all of my heroes are villains. Oh, it's Aston Villa.
Oh,
colours. I'm guessing that's the Aston Villa. Is that the Villa?
It does. Yeah, I think they have got a little, a little devil type thing.
Is that it must be an old school.
Maybe he's like a football casual.
Are you into football?
So I watch football.
Yeah.
I used to support Motherwell when I was growing up. And after many weekends of disappointment, because everybody I knew supported Rangers and Celtic, I didn't see the point in supporting Rangers and Celtic. I thought it was boring. They're always winning every week, and then when they were competing against one another, it wasn't always about football. It was always about stupid, like slagging each other off, like the religious aspect and stuff, and I just couldn't really be bothered. So I supported Motherwell, and that was too depressing. So I watch football, I enjoy football, I play football. I don't really follow a team.
Yeah.
And I feel like a total idiot because people are like, "Who do you support?" I'm like, well, just boxing.
So you're one of these
support boxing.
So you're one of these new age football fans who they support players rather than teams.
Yeah.
Are you a bit like that?
Yeah.
Really? That's interesting.
Are you asking for my top 3 players?
No.
Cool.
If you want to provide them, you can go on.
Forget it.
Okay, fine. Moving on. Well, no loss to me. So next one.
Oh, what a load of rubbish.
Let's read the tweet. It's from Matt from Boxing. It's the new Unscripted show, and they've written so many talking points in our new series featuring Lawrence TKO's future heavyweight plans. I don't actually really need to say, but basically it's featuring. I think it had Lawrence, Coulier, Eddie Hearn, Big Tom D. Who's that? Not sure. Joe Weller is that YouTuber, and Wiley, who's obviously a famous grime artist.
Can we find out who Big Tom D is?
Yeah, let's find out. Did you watch it?
I watched about 5 minutes. But see, that to me...
Tom Davis. 57...
Is he a comedian?
000.
He's a comedian, isn't he?
King of the... I don't know. He's got a show on BBC, so he's obviously not a unknown.
His link is a comedy agency or a comedy website.
Okay.
That to me... Like, what a random assortment of people that is.
I do recognise him, actually.
Yeah. I haven't seen him on anything, but... Eddie Hearn, yeah, solid. Good.
Yeah.
Get him on there. Lawrence.
Boxing promoter.
Lawrence Okoli, brilliant. Fighting for a world title.
Professional boxer.
Excellent.
World level.
Joe Weller.
Yeah. A YouTube man who had a YouTube fight.
You're stretching it a little bit, but I see that's popular nowadays.
Yeah.
Big Tom D.
Yeah.
Don't know him.
Yeah.
Don't know how much he knows about boxing. Wiley.
Yeah. What do you think about what they're doing? Because you understand what they're doing.
I think...
now, analyse it for me.
Well, I think it's this concept that if you dilute the audience and you open it up to different streams of people, I think it's a nice idea. I think the concept that those new fans or people that watch these shows or watch the YouTube fights, the idea that those fans are going to stick to the sport, that doesn't... I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think they'll tune in and watch what they want to watch. And I think after that, they won't watch it again. It's like when Ian Wright went on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Yeah.
People who liked Ian Wright watched that I'm a Celebrity. Does it mean they're watching Trinny and Susanna eat Campbell bollocks the season after? No, they're probably watching Ian Wright do something else because they like Ian Wright. Do you know what I mean? I don't really subscribe to the fact.
Point well made.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, I get the idea. I just feel like, well, for one, I found it quite hard to listen to it because I think what happened was they'd used multiple microphones and they hadn't, and I think that like more than one mic had picked up the sound.
You said that,
and it made quite a sort of robotic quality of audio. So I found that a little bit annoying, but everyone else didn't seem to care about that. So I think that's probably just me because now I've learned how to do things like this. I'm now analysing other pieces of content, so I notice when something's not right.
Are you a bit of a snob now in terms
not
of...
Not a snob, but I just don't want to make mistakes.
Okay.
So it's fine. It's just I kept thinking about it and it kept bothering me. But
I can tell you don't like making mistakes. Wiley though, the godfather of grime.
Valid point. I did watch a bit of it, and they kind of started relating his beef with Stormzy.
Yeah.
Boxing beefs.
Did you hear Eddie Hearn say he wanted to put on a music concert with they two headlining, like battling each other?
Who, Wiley and Stormzy?
Yeah.
What's Eddie Hearn's going to start promoting music?
So he said that in an interview.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he left boxing at some point and went to do something else.
Yep.
Because he's got the potential. I mean, he had his BBC, what was it called? No Passion, No Point podcast.
Yes.
So he's obviously got a lot of crossover appeal. And boxing's quite a hard industry, so he might just go one day, do you know what? This actually isn't worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Well, that is true. He said he's got 10 years max left in him, so he just turned 40, and I think he said by the time he's 50 he expects that he'll be out of boxing. But I think we've heard that said before from other promoters. But he's definitely got a crossover appeal. I can see what they're doing here. It just seems like they're throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. There's little bits here and there, but there's no conscientious approach of, right, we'll do this in a regimented fashion and we'll make sure it's a habit or we'll make sure it sticks. It's just one thing here, one thing there, and I don't think that's how it's going to work. So, but we'll see. I might be wrong.
Yeah, it got a lot of views and people did enjoy it. I looked at the comments; people did seem to really like it. So, I guess me and you were a little bit more into boxing, strictly. So I guess we're not gonna love something like that so much. But for other people, it might be like a dream.
That's true.
About boxing. So
that's true.
Thinking of people, we were just saying about Eddie Hearn. He might go and do something else. With yourself, obviously boxing's a part-time pursuit.
Yes.
Currently, what would you be? What would you think about moving into something else? Is boxing that really important to you? Do you want to be in boxing forever as a career, or what do you think about that? Because boxing as a career is it's difficult. It's difficult to make it a full-time thing.
It's so fickle, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to bank on the sustainability of it. I think for me, I've been asked to write about other sports. So I've been asked to write about football, or when I was in London, somebody asked me if I wanted to come and write part-time for a newspaper, but I'd have to cover a whole range of sports. And I wasn't interested. I've been asked if I would write about MMA and stuff like that, and I train judo. I've done judo for years. I'm not interested in writing about it. I solely like writing about boxing. It's not a career for me, and I think if it is a career, we've seen stuff on Twitter this week about it's a career for somebody and it can be taken away quickly from past indiscretions or whatever's been said on social media. I don't really ever worry about it, and I said to you earlier on, if someone said to me tomorrow you can never do it again, it would upset me because I love doing it and I'm passionate about it. But it wouldn't cripple me. It wouldn't it wouldn't put my life on hold because it's not how I pay my bills. And I'm thankful for that. It's a nice position to be in where you can do it because you love doing it. But if it was taken away from me tomorrow, I'd still be the same person and I'd still have other things to fall back on. Does that make sense?
Definitely, yeah. I feel like I'm in a weird half space where it's I'm putting a lot of time. I don't it's not easy for me to make rent every month because I'm putting so much time into the videos and stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm in a weird half space where it's I would like it to make it my full-time thing, but at the same time, as soon as you start needing money from it, it actually dilutes the content a little bit because you have to start doing things for money. At the minute, I can just make whatever the hell I want. I've got no one to answer to, and it's all about just getting access and then making the best thing I can in the way I see fit. So it's actually quite a nice spot, in terms of creativity to be in, but in terms of money, it's not so good. But then it's so that's when I sort of think maybe I should be doing something else for income, and then I should just keep doing this as a side thing. But then it will never be as big as I want it to be. So.
But do you think you could use the stuff that you do, and people that have seen your work will be able to kind of relate? the stuff you do and the angles you come with, they're not boxing specific a lot of times.
That's true.
So do you think you could then mould yourself into whatever, if it's a different industry or a different...
Maybe, but it's boxing right now, isn't it? So yeah, I could definitely see myself doing other things, but at the moment, I want to kind of be well established in boxing and have a good battlefield content in boxing before I look at something else, because there's lots to do.
Yeah, there's lots
so many stories to tell, and I don't know. I'd like to think I could make a bit of a difference if I could really go for it. So yeah, let's see.
Yep.
Hello to anybody who's here from the Dave Allen documentary.
Tremendous work, by the way.
Thank you.
Tremendous. I don't want to keep...
Well, no one's heard you saying it.
They might have seen me. They might have seen me say it. No, genuinely, and I think, Dave's someone I've met a few times before and spent a bit of time with briefly. A lot of people are confused about what he's trying to do, and a lot of people don't really know what sort of headspace he's in.
Fucking comments I've seen, honestly,
ridiculous.
Really pissed me off.
Narrow-minded and harsh as well. But I think when I watched the documentary, and I'd be honest with you anyway, so if I thought some bits could be different, I would tell you.
Yeah, that was what I asked you for.
Yes, and I think what I wanted from it,
because I respect you.
what I wanted from watching it is exactly what I got. The picking apart the different characters in the camp and then playing them off against each other to see what they feel about each other and stuff. I thought parts of it were really heartwarming. I don't want to sound too cheesy, but they were. It was really good. I was a bit
worried I'd made it too cheesy, to be honest with you. So
no, I thought it was a really good balance.
The right amount of cheese.
Really good balance.
But that was a fear before I released it, that people were going to be... Well, actually, to be honest, I don't think people ever really think there's too much cheesiness in something generally, but you get like harder critics who'll be like, oh, it's kind of cheesy. But I think, I was really... The thing that made me the most happy was that the lads were really happy with it. They were really happy with it, and obviously they felt like it portrayed what they were doing correctly. And I think the thing I'm most happy about it with is that I filmed it in one day, and to get that much narrative out of it from one day of filming, it was great. And I just really enjoyed the day, spending the time with them, and hopefully we'll do some more stuff in the future. A follow up would be a good thing to do, I think.
Yeah,
so.
No, I thought it was great, and I thought it was needed as well. So
thanks, man. Yeah, so I think the thing with it is though, like obviously I'd love to do some stuff with them again, but only when there's like something to say. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do it for the sake of it. I think whatever I do next, documentary-wise, it'll be because there's an interesting story to tell or whatever. But I think everyone's got something interesting. I've always said that, so there will be lots of things to say and do. Let's move on to another tweet before I ramble on. Okay, another one from Sonny. Okay, so this is... I think we should probably group a few of these together, actually. So there's been a lot of stuff about performance-enhancing drugs, known better as PEDs.
Can I just say shout out to Aero Rocky Road, by the way? That is tremendous.
You're having a good time with that? Is it actually Aero branded, or is it that someone's taken some Aero and
No, they've actually put...
But who made it?
Probably Scotland, probably the wee lady at Scotland.
It's from... Yeah, right, so that's interesting. They've taken Aero bar. So does that mean they have to make their own Aero bar, or do you think they paid Aero? Do you think if Aero found out they were doing this, they would sue them? That's what I'm getting at.
I think that's the equivalent of us playing a clip on here and not asking for permission.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you think they're breaching copyright?
Yeah, do you think copyright strike?
Can you copyright chocolate? The brand?
The branding, yeah.
They could have called it bubbly milk.
Have they called it Aero? Mint Aero... Oh,
and they've spelt it the same way.
Damn!
I would have spelt it like air and then just put like a wee dash and an O.
So Aero, if you're watching, if you need... Well, I'm not going to get involved, but like, I'm just saying, like, maybe throw a few quid my way if you win some money in a settlement case.
See, if you're watching, you should have been one step ahead of the game, because this is life-changing.
Yeah. I can't relate to what you're going through right now, but it looks good. So anyway, Sonny Edwards has weighed in on the... this is a reply. So this is to Dominic Ingle. This whole thing's really messy, and it's becoming messy. And obviously, so basically, the Ingle camp's been getting quite a lot of stick. I just want to preface this by saying I know absolutely nothing about this. I'm simply looking at what's been said on Twitter. Anyway, so who was it that failed the test recently from the Ingle camp? Just like how Craig empties his mouth. What's happened to you? What's going on?
That is a terrible bit of chocolate, by the way.
Yeah.
So, Yves Ngabu,
right,
the Belgian-based cruiserweight who fought Lawrence Okolie, so he was a European champion at cruiserweight. He failed a test at the start of January. I believe, and he trains in the Ingle gym. I think it's fair to say, trying to word this properly, or else Aero's lawyers will be all over me.
Using the word alleged, that's what people seem to do on these things.
I think it's fair to say there has been allegations raised against Dominic Ingle's gym or some fighters that have been based out of that gym, and I think it stems from Kid Galahad, who was, I mean, we've all been to Nando's. He was unfortunate enough that his brother spiked his Nando's.
I think it was his cousin.
Allegedly.
I think it was his cousin, actually.
Was that alright? Did I do that alright? Do you look at the camera when you say it?
You can if you want. I like that you look at the camera when you do.
Allegedly. So it all stems from there. They've obviously had Billy Joe Saunders was in camp. He had a little issue with a nasal spray, which I think was blown out of proportion as well.
Yeah.
Dominic Ingle is built like an old Victorian wardrobe.
I want to say though about his physique.
He looks incredible, doesn't he?
He's huge, and I understand that people might think he's juiced to get like that, but I know for a fact you can get that big without steroids.
Yep.
I think that people that don't train think there's physically no way you could do that without performance-enhancing drugs, but some people just have these freak genetics.
Yeah, and I'm sure he trains very hard.
I've seen his training video. He trains all the time, big heavy weights. He trains for that kind of physique. So, I'm not saying he's not, but I'm not saying he is.
I'm not saying he is.
No, there's every chance that he's just got a natural physique. So yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's ridiculous to kind of.
You won't know.
Look at him. Look at him. He must be on. No, that's ridiculous. But
you can't know conclusively, I don't think. No. But this is on the back of Even Gabu, who I did a really good feature with. I love spending time with Even Gabu actually. Before he failed his drugs test, I should clarify. Yeah. But really interesting story.
Are you saying that you loved spending time with him before it, but after it you wouldn't love spending time with him?
I'm sure he's probably still a nice guy. I don't think the article would do as well, but yeah, it was a shame that he failed the test.
Yeah.
But that's the facts. You can't argue with facts.
Anyway, without going too much into the actual details of this, because we don't really know anything that's going on. Anyway, basically, Dom, I think Sonny tweeted something about it, and then Dom tweeted Sonny saying, "I hope you haven't been lying to your girlfriend too, as an inch makes all the difference. Have a good evening, I'm signing off." And he basically was saying that, I think he was saying that Sonny's shorter than
you're embarrassing yourself right now. Double Olympic gold medalist Nicola Adams.
Nicola Adams, thank you. I'd forgotten her name, I'm sorry. And anyway, I don't think she is taller than him. But regardless of the facts, he basically went on Sonny's height. And then Sonny said, "I don't know what I'd prefer you put down first, the guitar or the peds."
The guitar, I think, every time. Put the guitar down first.
Well, Dom's not fighting, so it doesn't actually matter. But we all know Boxrec for height is bang on, don't we? So a little bit of a dispute there. But there's been a lot of stuff about peds this week.
Yeah.
So that was one of them. Another one was, so then Richard Parkson, promoter, tweeted, always a good one. And it was, this is from another sport, I believe, athlete wins doping case citing bodily fluids from boyfriend.
Ugh.
And then British Boxing Blog commented on it saying first boxers to use this excuse.
Ugh.
So basically what they're saying is that they had sexual relations with their partner, and then they...
That doesn't say that.
Well, the bodily fluids then.
Do you know spat on
drinking each other's urine? Like, that's not what people do. I hope that's not what people do.
Well, you never know.
You spat on her.
You could have been having a dispute.
Yeah. He was so enraged by something she'd done or he had done.
Yeah, you never know.
So from boyfriend. So he was so enraged by something she'd done, he spat all over her and all his PED riddled body.
Javonna.
Yeah, Javonta. Yeah.
You never know.
He had a bad week as well.
He had a terrible week.
It's not been a very... I want this to be a funny podcast, but it's not been a very funny week, has it?
Nah, there's nothing funny about strangling a woman in public.
No, it's not. And it's not really... Peds aren't funny either. Peds are...
This is a funny way to get it, though. This is if she gets off with that...
Yeah. No, she has. It says athlete wins doping.
She wins. Yeah, the clue's in the title.
I haven't read the article, but it's from thespec.com, which I'm sure is a very reputable...
How can they prove it? How would they prove that's a valid reason? They must have conducted some sort of after she's come out with that as an excuse, they must have pumped somebody to the gills with PEDs and
then had them go and have sex with someone and then
go and handle that business.
Do you think so, or do you think?
And then the woman's just started fucking deadlifting, just squatting away.
So anyway, that's an interesting excuse, and I'm sure we'll see it at some point.
Hopefully,
it's better than castrated boar anyway. Or what's the other one?
It's more creative, Mexican meat.
Yeah, it's better than that, isn't it?
Or Nando's.
The only problem is now everywhere in the world is going to be allowed a certain level of... But that's probably good because it levels the playing field. Because it's only in Mexico where you're allowed a certain amount of nandrolone in your bloodstream, which a lot of people have been angry about.
Yeah.
So up next is a tweet from Coogan Casillas, at Coogan Casillas. For the record, I'd actually be devastated if Joshua versus Fury didn't happen at Wembley. Thanks. So...
You're welcome.
No worries. Basically, there was a lot of talk this week. Eddie Hearn did an interview on IFL TV where he basically said, you're an idiot if you don't understand why it's going to happen in Saudi Arabia. And yeah, that's my flatmate arriving back. So it's, he basically said you're an idiot if you don't understand why. And I guess that enraged the British public. That video got a lot of dislikes. And then Coogan basically was debating with people, not debating, but sort of laying out what the reasons were on Twitter for Eddie Hearn saying that, the money, and there was this narrative sort of coming out. You shouldn't, if you're just going to make a few million more, you should owe it to the British public to fight in Britain, and not make the few million more or whatever. And then and then Coogan was like, well, it's not just a few million, it'd be like tens of millions more and blah blah blah.
That's also not how a business works.
No, it's, you know what I mean? And I think that's the thing. People always forget that the whole cliche boxing is a business.
Can you imagine Aero saying to Scott Mid, just do it for the people, just give them the Aero Rocky Road? It would never happen. So I just like the way he's just put thanks. I don't understand that.
I think it's because he's saying like, thanks for listening.
Is he being like that to Eddie Hearn? Yeah, thanks very much, like that. Do you think that's what he's doing?
I don't know. No, I think it's to the people. It's to the people like that are saying, "Oh, Coogan, you're like such a matchroom guy."
So do you think he's going like that? Thanks very much.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want this at Wembley as much as.
He's doing that.
But I understand why it wouldn't be, is what he's saying. Thanks. You've heard me out. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Good. Glad to clarify. And look, Sam Jones is on it. That's good.
I didn't see what he said though. But I'm going to open this. I'm eating. If anyone wants to sponsor me, these guys can, because I eat these all the time. Naked Bar, Cocoa Orange.
Okay.
It's not...
Talk me through that.
It's not delicious like an Aero Rocky Road, but it's delicious for my diet.
So gluten, wheat...
I can eat gluten, I can eat wheat. But it hasn't got added sugar. I can't eat sugar.
Does it taste like chocolate?
Not really.
You've lost me.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It tastes like... It's like got figs in it, and it's got some cocoa in it.
Oh, get teeth. Figs?
If you lived the life I've lived for the last couple of years, you'd welcome a fig, my friend.
There's a sentence I never thought
so
I'd hear.
Anyway, what are your thoughts on these Saudi fights?
Don't care.
You don't care that it's happening, or you don't care?
Doesn't bother me. I went to Joshua Klitschko, whichever way around that was. Mm-hmm. Loved it. It was at Wembley. It was brilliant. And then I went to... I've been to fights in other countries as well, which were great. Doesn't bother me. If I want to go and watch the fight live and the fight is drawing me there because it's got an appeal, I'll go. I understand it puts people out. I understand, the time zones are slightly different and stuff. Doesn't bother me. I can see why, but that argument doesn't hold up for me. You owe it to the British public. No, you don't. I understand. They're giving you ways to watch it. The sport's never been as accessible before. People that moan about £19.95 to watch a pay-per-view or £24.95, whatever it is, that's just the bottom line, man. You can watch it if you want to. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. I don't think it makes a massive difference. I think having it in Saudi Arabia, having it in the Middle East, somewhere China or something, is probably better than having it in the US if your argument is... Yeah. Times and blah 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 blah, because the one that we had in Saudi where it was the Ruiz rematch, what was it, 10 o'clock? Was perfect.
I quite liked it. No, I think it was 9
perfect
o'clock. I actually preferred the earlier ring war.
Yeah, so
because I'm not a night owl.
Yeah, that doesn't really affect anybody. And the funny thing is, of all these people, like thousands of people disliking the video or moaning about the video, how many would have went if it was in Wembley?
Yeah,
it's a really strange argument for a lot of people that wouldn't go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion. Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome. Moving on. Oh yeah, I had a great conversation with Dave Caldwell.
Really good stuff.
I've never met Dave Caldwell and I've never spoken to him before.
Really good.
And I thought I'd just throw some banter his way.
That's not banter, mate.
No, it is. So Master Knowledge, aka Spencer Furon, tweeted, one of the coolest guys in boxing is Dave Colwell. He just wants to get on, look after his family and have a beer. And then Dave said, not sure about the beer, mate. I'll have a tonic water because I don't think he drinks. And I said, Slimline?
It's not banter.
I know.
What were you thinking? What were you hoping for?
Right, so I drink a lot of tonic water.
Right.
Because sometimes I don't drink when I go out.
Right.
So I have a tonic water with some like lime, but I get a slim lime one because it's got no sugar, like the sugar thing.
Yeah.
So it's got no sugar in it. And so I ordered slimline, and I just thought, a bit slimline, Dave. You know, like you enjoy slimline.
And see when I look at it, right? If I take his quote out the bottom out, I look at that and I go, Henry's trying to strike up like a sort of affinity with Dave Collier. He's going to really bond here with Dave over the slim line. And then his response, read his response out.
No, just normal.
No, just normal.
No, but don't put an inflection on it. It was just, no, just normal.
He's not even went, how'd you like yours?
No, do you know what? He hasn't even taken the time to punctuate it. He's just no full stop. Nothing.
No.
Just normal.
No, like just normal.
I think he's actually quite angry at me for what I asked.
He's disgusted he's had to waste the time replying to that.
I think he's fuming. And I'm like, I don't know why I asked that question, if the truth be told.
Yeah, I thought originally you thought it was banter.
It wasn't really about that. It was like, I was like, maybe me and Dave can have a little like.
You're gonna bond?
Yeah.
And he just went, no, just normal. No, just normal.
Down.
He sounded like the guy that did the voice notes to Sonny Edwards.
Yeah, me and Dave.
No, just normal.
But I do think one day we'll be really good friends.
He seems like a really cool guy.
And we'll probably have I'll have slimline, he'll have a regular tonic water.
Normal, I think you'll find they call it.
Normal.
Can I just say, how full of your own importance do you have to be to name yourself Master Knowledge?
Yeah.
That's pretty big time, isn't it? What would you call yourself if you had to have like an alias in boxing media?
A guy called Henry.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's there now, you can see.
Fair enough.
I am in boxing media, that is my alias. And I'm not going to apologise for it. So anyway, he shared Boxing Noise, Ludabella on a split from Bronze Bomber. My relationship professionally as a promoter for Deontay Wilder ended when I set up the DAZN meeting. So that was him sort of. Again, though, it's the same thing as the tweet before. We don't know what the business implications are of what he's saying.
So I know what that's relating to.
I know what it relates to. It relates to the DAZN offer that was made, right?
No, I know why this became news this week. Okay. Did you watch Lou DiBella's IFL where he was quite
Oscar B.
Yes. Yeah. So that's where the quote comes from.
Yeah. I was watching it in the bath. I have baths sometimes, and
I used to love a bath.
Mate, I got really into it, and someone bought me some salts once, and I used it.
I'm not big on salts.
Okay. Anyway, sometimes I do that, and it's actually a very relaxed experience. Anyway, I ate the bath and I was halfway through, and I didn't finish the interview. So yeah.
I ate pasta in the bath once.
Did you?
It was class.
Just one time.
Just once. I had it in a wee bowl. It was brilliant.
What kind of pasta was it?
I think it was like a tortellini, but I spilt one bit of pasta in the bath. Absolutely wrecked it. It was just floating about like a wee Italian reminder. Just floating about. It was.
That's like the most bourgeois thing I've ever. Like this piece of tortellini floating in your bath.
It was terrible. I had to evade it.
Red.
I thought it was very lazy from Oscar, who I quite like, but he asked that question that prompted that response, and the question he asked has been answered so many times, and when Lou was answering it, he said, listen, I've spoke about this 100 times, I've already explained this is the case. So he prompted that response from Lou by maybe asking a question he should have known the answer to, but we've all been there, and you know,
he got his quote, so there you go.
But then it's been re-quoted by another Michael Benson wannabe. Look, they haven't even credited IFL.
I don't think Boxing Noise is a news outlet though. I think they're just I think it's just like a fan account sort of thing. Because do you think you have to credit if you're literally just sort of saying like you're just some guy who like tweets something out?
Well, let's look at their profile. They've literally got two heads. I don't know, I
don't know what point you become a Benson and what point you're just like a fan that's just talking about stuff.
If you're going to use quotes and go to the trouble of putting pictures of the person up that's doing the quotes and stuff, then I would be expecting
I don't know,
a wee IFL shout out there.
I don't know. But the thing is, I guess people sort of think, well, IFL's so big, everyone's probably going to know what it's from anyway. And like, do they really need the shout out?
Well, what are you going to do when people start quoting your stuff and don't give you any credit, and it slips under the radar and nobody knows it's your work? How would you feel?
I'll find you.
Very Liam Neeson.
Yeah. So moving on. There's two things here I want to talk about. One is the tweet. Two is Vidal Riley.
Bored.
Vidal Riley.
Yep.
You're not interested in him.
Good fighter.
I think it's intriguing though what he's done. He's got 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah. So he's like really good friends with KSI, right?
Yeah. So he's basically, they're YouTubers that become boxers. He's a boxer that's become a YouTuber, and is now going to build his boxing career off that platform, which I think is quite interesting.
Is he?
Really?
Is he? I don't know. Like,
got 1 million subscribers. That's got to count for something.
Yeah, but I see him doing a lot more talking than he does fighting.
I know, but he's only 21.
Okay.
No, but I just mean like he's put the work in now. He's got 1 million subscribers, so surely now he's got a great base to work.
Well, yeah, he might. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. I just think it damages your credibility, this stuff. Yeah. I feel like because he was a very good amateur. Vidal Riley fought a couple of people I know. Pretty sure he fought Chris Billum-Smith.
Well, I remember when I did Jack Bateson interview, the Jack Bateson interview, did Jack Bateson interview, and I mentioned him to Jack, and he was like, "Oh, is Vidal fighting?" And he like obviously knew him off Team GB, and he was like, Vidal was absolutely unreal. Yep. He just kind of disappeared one day, but yeah. So
it's hard for me to put the two hand in hand, like having that massive subscriber base who are watching you or tuning in to watch you play computer games or mess about with KSI and his Lamborghini or whatever, and then trying to forge like a really meaningful career. And I think he's a good enough fighter to do it from what I've heard and the small chunks that I've seen. But at some point, surely you have to decide what it is you want to do. I don't know. Maybe that's just very old fashioned, but
I don't know. I think you can do both. I think you can have a YouTube. I mean, maybe it's hard to run it yourself. But boxers do have a lot of downtime in the day because like you're training twice a day. What are you going to do in between? It's not that hard for him to sit down and make a video. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm open to it being a very smart thing.
Okay.
I think he's built a platform now. As long as he focuses mostly on boxing now, I think it's fine. I think he's done it the right way around.
Yeah.
It's better to do it now than build it later on.
Well, it's easier now, isn't it, to make moves and make a bit of noise in your career. So,
but anyway, basically, there was this YouTube fight again recently, and Jake Paul, one of the guys who was fighting, was carrying around this. But for ages, he's been carrying around this WBC replica belt that had amateur on it, and he's removed the amateur from it, and Vidal basically just said, the fact Jake Paul removed amateur off his WBC replica belt is extremely disrespectful to the sport of boxing, and every WBC world champion in the sport. Fighters strive their whole life to win that title, and he thinks one dismal fight against Deji makes him worthy idiot. So I completely agree, and not too much to say about it, is there? Why? Why? Do the WBC even know he's doing that?
Why did he have the belt?
I don't. That's what I'm saying.
I think they gave him the belt. He was like parading it around with Suleiman, I'm sure, at one point. So the fact that he's even got that belt is strange. And then Jake Paul knocked out Vidal Riley's mate in the first round. So
that was really bad.
The other guy was so bad, wasn't he?
It was something else.
The Big Gibber.
Yeah.
That's his nickname.
I quite like that.
That's brilliant. And I only realised near to the fight that his name is Big Nose backwards. A Nissan Gib. Big Nose. And then just N-A.
Alright.
So
is that his way of saying I know I've got a big nose?
I don't know what the N-A was. I think somebody else was called.
Is it like no I don't, or is that?
I think someone else was called Eson Gibb, and he just put the na on there at the end for some reason. I read something about it. I don't know.
Alright.
Why did I start this? What a terrible story, by the way.
Yeah, let's move on. Just more. It's not been a fun week. I wanted it to be a more fun week, but Gerald Miller got signed to Top Rank, and it's not right. It's not right. I'm going to say it.
But will you watch him fight?
It depends who he's fighting. Because like, there's some fighters I'll watch, whoever they fight, pretty much.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm not going to pay.
I think it's a valid point that people make because I'm the same as you. I'm quick to moan about this. I'm quick to say that's unacceptable and it should never happen. And I'll probably still watch him fight.
So I won't watch him. Like, I'm not going to go and watch him fight. But like, if like he got the AJ fight, for example, I'm obviously going to watch that.
But then, if you're so against it, should you not be boycotting the fact that he's allowed to make money from it?
Yeah, I probably should.
I'm going to watch him fight, probably.
Yeah.
But it's disgusting But he didn't get any ban, did he?
No, because he wasn't
licensed.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah. So Craig went out this week.
I did.
And just ordered a nuclear mojito. See
wow.
Bye, good to know you.
They will blow.
Look at those eyes.
They'll blow the eyebrows right after you.
Those are the eyes of a man who's about to do some things.
My mate texts me saying they look like they've got a lot of pain in those eyes. A nuclear mojito, by the way.
Yeah.
Brutal.
What was the difference between that and a regular mojito?
I think just all the contents were like extremely high in alcohol.
Right.
And it cost more.
Did it taste the same?
It was very strong.
Right.
Very strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, good night. And then obviously my good friend and associate Rob Tebbit underneath just made sure that he got his tuppence worth in there. Uninstall Twitter for tonight, please, because I do have previous on Twitter when I've had a few beers.
As we saw last week.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been very tame recently though.
Have you? Why's that?
Because Rob gives me into trouble all the time.
Is that why?
He goes mad. He's like, you represent the company, and
really?
And he gets on his high horse about it. He's right. He's 100% right.
His high horse. He is right.
No, he is. He's 100% right. I threatened to burn somebody's house down once.
Those are the eyes of a man who would burn someone's house down.
I did not actually do it, and I was just annoyed at the person.
How did you meet Rob, by the way? Give us your origin story.
So me and my mate Sam O'Reilly, we decided to start a boxing website in London when I lived in London. It's called fighttalk.net for anybody that might have listened to the podcast or read any of the articles. And Rob was working for Behind the Gloves, so Michelle Phelps' company. And we started hanging out. We started sort of meeting at events and hanging out and stuff like that. And in boxing, there's probably not a lot of people that I would choose to spend my time with. Like, not because they're bad people, but I just wouldn't go, I'm going to call him and get a beer.
Not because they're bad people.
But just because you live close, that's why.
It's purely a geographical decision.
Exactly. So I think there's probably, I would say maybe 10 people that I would opt to spend time with, like outside of boxing content.
Yeah.
Sam.
Name names.
Sam was obviously one of them. Rob.
It's like doing your Bebo top 10 friend.
Give me your love.
There was a time when people didn't mind. Anyway, go on.
And we obviously started linking up with Rob. Rob was great, and at the time Rob wasn't really getting much coverage from Behind the Gloves, so Michelle would literally, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, Michelle would literally just get him to come along and like kind of just be a skivvy, and sort of he didn't really get he didn't really get a chance to show himself off, and I think that's because she's quite a self-involved character, but we won't go into that. And then obviously Rob decided to leave Behind the Gloves.
That has clearly proved to be an excellent decision.
And he had a lot of offers because of the stuff he was doing. The stuff he did get a chance to do, he was standing out, and the way he was interviewing people was levels above other people. And he moved to Boxing Social. When he moved to Boxing Social, he wanted the content on the website to be a little bit different, and obviously
and you were like, hi.
Pay me. But I'd started gaining a little bit of traction for writing these big, long-winded, descriptive features on people that, you maybe hadn't heard of.
He was like, I don't want to see that shit ever
He said,
again.
cut that out. Yeah. And I said, yeah, have you got a budget? And then I started getting paid for the first time ever in boxing, which was nice.
Dope.
Yeah, so that was it. And then he's one of my very, very good friends and trusted confidants, but he gets very angry at me. Because I can be a bit of a nightmare.
Do you think you need that in your life?
I do. I need him to keep me in line.
Yeah. Without him, do you have anyone that keeps you in check?
Without him, I don't have anything.
Really?
No, I do need him because he'll text me some mornings and he'll just send me a picture of a tweet that I've done.
Yeah.
And he'll just go, why the fuck have you posted that? And I'll look at it and I'll go, don't know. Like the burning saying I was going to burn the guy's house down.
Like my slimline?
Yes.
That's like mine's such a tamer level than what you do.
I would far rather have written Slimline.
I wouldn't
on many occasions.
I'm regret it anyway.
So yeah, good guy, Rob Tebbit, the best video interviewer in the UK. Yes, he's tremendous.
Yeah. So next up, this is really funny. The big gibber tripping over his something account. I can't.
That's great at Boxrec. Good guy.
He's you know this guy, do you?
We've kind of been following each other for a while. He's very funny.
Anyway, he did this tweet and he wrote, if I was given creative control for boxing TV show, this is exactly how I would start things off in my premiere event. And he's got the two most poorly conditioned fighters staring each other down.
They don't look like they're even...
You know that guy they pulled off a parking lot to fight Usyk? Was it Chaz Witherspoon? Is that
yes.
It looks like basically two Chaz Witherspoons facing off.
He doesn't even look like he should be there.
By the way, Chaz Witherspoon put up a great fight.
He did.
For someone who was in that condition.
He did, and I think this is literally their first event. This Impact Boxing.
Do you know them?
I don't know who's behind them at all, but I remember it was their kind of maiden promotion.
Yeah.
And that's how they've kicked it off. It looks like Calla Sutherland in the background.
It is. Wait.
No, I don't think it actually is.
It's definitely not. Oh, brilliant. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. So
yeah, that's good.
Good times. So Gassiev is going to be fighting. I think is he fighting? Is it on the? Is it on that Miami? No, that's already been. What card was he on? Let's find out. Marek Gassiev.
He's supposed to be fighting last year, wasn't he? And then had to pull out.
Yeah, so he's making his heavyweight debut, I believe. Alright, so it's going to be at the Ford Center at the Star
Frisco, California.
California, I don't know. Yeah, and he's fighting a guy called Jerry Forrest.
Who's headlining that event? Just hit on an event.
Yeah, event. This card.
Oh, that's quite a good card.
It's a really good card. So Garcia Vargas. Who do you fancy in that fight, by the way? Garcia Vargas. That's a tricky one.
I thought Garcia looked terrible when he fought Errol Spence. Like, looked like he was stuck in cement or something like that. So
he had one good round.
Yeah, I can't remember one good round, mate.
I think he won like round 2 for me, and that was it.
Yeah, I thought he looked terrible. So it depends whether he's had a chance to grow into the weight. Jesse Vargas is not. It's not an easy fight. You know what I mean?
But he's long, very long.
5'11".
It's much, but Mikey's like 5'5", isn't he?
But he's like one of them guys that steps up and fights the best guys and loses. So if Mikey wins that, it's a legitimate win.
Why has Mikey stayed at welterweight? This is my question. What is he doing? Why doesn't he go back to like you'd think at the very most 140?
Yep.
What is he doing at 147?
And
he's got no business being there.
There's great fights at 140. You talk about guys like Prograis, George Taylor and stuff like that. I don't really understand it. It's a tough fight.
And like before that, he's beating like good guys at 140. And like, what was he originally?
He's a 4-weight world champion, isn't he?
So where did he start at? Featherweight.
Yeah, he was down at featherweight.
So to can't all the way to welterweight, he's not Manny Pacquiao. He's never had superpower. So.
And he didn't even look. You know, when Pacquiao stepped up, obviously there's alleged rumours about Pacquiao as well, but when Mikey Garcia stepped up, he didn't look in good shape. He just...
No, he
didn't look great
at all. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because it keeps your fluidity and stuff and you have the weight, but... when the guys pack on the muscle, it does seem to be detrimental unless you're Manny Pacquiao.
I think there's an element of having to cut a little bit of weight that must be good for conditioning as well. Not extensively, but the cardio and stuff. But
being light, being sharp. But anyway, so Taylor O'Higgins at Taylor on Sport tweeted, "This guy's Boxrec pick is his reaction when he finds out he's fighting Gassiev next, and the
Look
guy
at Jerry
Forrest looks terrified in his Boxrec photo."
See, if I found out I was fighting, I'd be like, that'd be mine. No thanks.
I'd just be like, I've got to eat. So
look at Jerry. Looks like he just ate. Ironically,
Jerry I don't know.
26 wins and 20 knockouts. So you can tell that's how DAZN will be spinning that.
Yeah, I want to look at him. Who's he for?
I'm gonna guess nobody. Let's have a look. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. He lost to Jermaine Franklin.
Oh, and he's no good. He's no good. Jermaine Franklin, I think, is a Dimitri Salita fighter.
Okay. Great to see back-to-back wins against Grover Young, though. Because...
And the beautifully named Myrie Coleman.
Oh.
What is that? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Good. So 4 of his wins are against 2 journeymen.
Oh no,
he's fought Grover 3 times.
Where? Oh yeah, he had the trilogy against Grover Young.
They were all calling for it, weren't they? The fans were calling for it. What do you want? A decision win against Grover Young, please.
That's very, very funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then cool.
Jerry.
So, scared. Are there any photos of you out there where you're not sort of too happy about how they turned out? Because if that was your Boxrec photo,
you wouldn't be happy, would you?
I'd be like, can I take that again?
Yeah, you wouldn't be happy with that. That'd be disappointing. There's lots of photos of me out there where I'm not I'm not looking my best. You put one up a few tweets ago. Where I was out drinking.
Did you do that yourself? You did that yourself though.
I did take that.
You don't look bad. You just look menacing. And
it's quite alarming, isn't it?
You strike fear into my heart when I see those eyes.
There's a lot of pain in there. There's a lot of pain in there. Yeah. I don't take a good picture. Henry,
that's hence.
I don't take a good picture. No, I think that's really good.
No, but that do you know that, like, because obviously last week I said what I wanted it to do, but the real story behind the crying face is that me and my friend always just used to do it in photos, just because people like to pout and people like to do all sorts of things to enhance themselves, and I just thought, well, I don't really know what to do, and I feel a bit weird pouting, so I'm just gonna pretend to cry. I know that's not a logical step, but I did it and it felt good, so I kept doing it.
You've went against the grain there.
Exactly, and I'm like it. So now whenever I do a 3 gifts with a boxer, I do a selfie where I'm pretending to cry, and the boxer's always a little bit alarmed, but we've just done a nice interview. So
do you set it up before, or do you just whip it out? You just go for it?
I just say, can we do a selfie? And they're like, yeah, and I go, just so you know, I'm going to pretend to cry. And they're like, all right. And sometimes they ask if they can join in, and sometimes they're just like, okay.
What a normal sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I don't take a good picture.
Okay.
And it's something that's bothered me for a long time.
Yeah.
How's this?
Sam Jones tweeted, Mr. Sam Jones 88.
He's blocked me as well.
Why did he block you?
I don't know.
What did you do?
I think I just...
You're just being yourself.
No, I think I just... he posted something and I just thought it was ridiculous. I can't remember, it was a long time ago, but every time...
He knows she's ridiculous. That's what the point of what the tweet we're about to discuss.
Every time he posts something now, I have to sneak onto the Boxing Social one and then look at his account through the Boxing.
You really want to know what he's saying?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. So yeah, he's blocked me.
Well, excuse me. He said, sorry for delaying Joe's next fight. Okay, Joe Joyce next fight, but Team Fujimoto is still asking to be first on the poster. We're working on it, guys. Kiss.
That's good banter.
Really funny.
That's good from him.
Slimline?
Can you go in on one of his tweets and just ask him a question? Like a totally random question.
Maybe I'll like model myself as that guy.
See on that one, can you just go back and go A4?
A4?
Laminate? Gloss finish?
Oh god.
He is a character, but he's one of these guys I don't understand because...
Do you think he's good for Joe Joyce?
Don't know. I feel like Joe Joyce has got so many hands in his pie. That's a weird sentence. He's got so many hands in his pie.
When you say his proverbial pie, what is that?
Like everybody's like fingering his business. Is that worse?
Yes.
Everybody's touching up his assets.
Yeah.
That's even worse, isn't it?
But like, what is his pie?
So
his business interests.
Well, think about how many people are involved. So
Who? Sam's
involved. Adam Morley is involved as part of S-Jam, whatever it is.
I didn't know that. I thought Sam Jones was S-Jam.
No, him and Adam Morley. SJ, right. Sam Jones, AM, Adam Morley.
All right,
S-Jam.
so I guess that's like one thing then, because that's his management.
Yeah, but 2 of them have to eat, right? They're both getting paid. And then you have...
So they'll be taking smaller amounts of money each then.
Yeah. Hopefully. Not after this Fujimoto fight, they're going to blow up. And then he's had so many trainers, he's got like advisors, and Hay was involved at one point.
Yeah,
I don't know, I just feel like there's been a lot of people involved for a guy that's only had, 10 fights?
Yeah.
So for a guy that wants to get the ball rolling a little bit quicker, I think he has to remove the fingers from his pie. Do you think that'll catch on?
I could do.
Hopefully.
# remove those fingers.
Stop fingering, yeah.
Stop fingering Joe. But anyway, good Fujimoto banter.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and would you like so that fight if that fight happens, Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois? What are you thinking? Do you think it'll be entertaining? First of all,
yes.
I think it'd be a cracker.
I think you'd struggle to see it being a stinker, wouldn't you?
Because Joe Joyce gets hit a lot.
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
I know.
He's so strong.
Dubois can punch.
Joe Joyce is so strong.
He's when you say like a fighting man or whatever, like he is just built to take punishment. He's absolutely enormous.
Yeah, he's
so strong.
He is thick as well. He's so strong, and I think because he's slow, Joe Joyce, there's no getting away from the fact he's slow. He's quite a plodding sort of heavyweight, But his amateur pedigree, I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying he's Britain's most successful amateur fighter
I remember,
ever. And I think
his punch output is absolutely phenomenal as well.
Oh, he's so fit.
Yeah.
The dude is a massive heavyweight, and he does a backflip after he wins. Like that's not.
Yeah.
He's a really interesting character. Has he not got a master's degree in fine art?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he does. Pretty sure he's got a master's degree in fine art as well. Really interesting character.
But like, what has he been promoted that well then? If he's that interesting,
I don't think so. And I think he's a quiet guy naturally, right? So the same as Dubois, you could say that both of them are probably hard work in terms of bringing the best out of them. I think they just want to get on with it and fight.
It is that classic thing. You have to spend time with them, and you've got to figure out what their stories are. And I think once you do that, you can start to really build something. But I do wonder if they've just sort of looked at him and gone, "You're boring. We're gonna do what we feel like doing with him." Basically, I don't know.
If there was one man who could bring out the character of these two heavyweights,
it would be Craig Scott.
No, I was going to say you.
Articles.
You imagine doing a 3 gifts with.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, it'd be
with
great.
Joe Joyce. That'd be cracking.
Yeah, I wanted to do Dubois as well because I thought it would be quite a standout thing if it could be really good.
Do you want me to put you in touch with Dubois?
Do you know him?
Nope, not at all. I'll try.
It's okay, I've got people working on it.
Oh my god. How's Sonny Edwards coming along?
I bought his first gift.
So there's been some progress.
I've had some conversations. There's been some progress. There's been some movements.
Okay, good.
And I'll say no more.
Okay.
But I told Sonny, I've updated him and he knows.
Good.
It's on the
Did Sonny watch the last one of this?
He didn't say.
Send that gift back.
So, and then we've got this tweet. It's the last one in the feed. I think I found my new favourite bogus title, and it's from oh god, where's it gone? It's disappeared.
Oh, it's all went pear-shaped.
I'll get it in a second. There we go. So
it's John McDonald.
Yeah, John Angus McDonald. Very nice man.
Good writer.
I think I found my new favourite bonus title. The Tanzania Pugilistic Syndicate of Bantamweight, a Bantam title. And the champion is, of course, our very favourite Prince Patel.
Of course it is.
So, yeah. And he beat a fighter called Innocent Everest.
That's the best name ever.
That is amazing. That is such a good name.
Innocent Everest.
Oh.
That's amazing. How do you qualify to win that title?
I'm sorry, can I just say, any promoters out there who are looking for an opponent around that weight, you can't fail to match your guy against someone called Innocent Everest.
But
Imagine
is he
seeing so-and-so versus Innocent Everest on the poster?
Is he too nice to be a boxer with a name like that?
Innocent Everest?
Your first name is Innocent.
I was thinking more of like Innocent Smoothie. Like it's a brand, you know?
Yeah, that would be a terrible name for a boxer as well.
No, I'm not just saying there's boxers should be called Innocent Smoothie, but I'm just saying like Innocent Everest.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Prince Patel, another strap added to his illustrious career.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an old fight though. 24th of May.
Why doesn't Prince Patel just fight someone in the UK? I don't understand.
Oh, he lost and he got battered recently.
In the UK?
Nah, he fought on a world boxing.
I know he lost, but
because nobody likes him in the UK.
I don't like him, but like he pisses everyone off. So ultimately, you're gonna get some numbers.
I don't think he's got the. Yeah, I don't think people. I don't know if people would tune in to watch Prince Patel get beat. I think they like to hate him from afar. I've never met him, but I know a few people who have met him and said he was actually alright. So, I don't know. Don't judge a book by its Tanzanian Pugilistic Syndicate of Bantamweight title cover. That's something I've always learned.
Excellent.
From Innocent Everest.
And we'll leave it at that, I think. That's the end of our tweets. So, yeah.
Yes, Fury Wilder. Just wanted to get a wee prediction off you. This is really big, isn't it?
Yeah. You can move it around a little
People
bit.
say that to you a lot. Is that alright?
Yeah.
That.
Don't
Don't go too close.
No, okay, never mind. Fury Wilder.
What do you think?
I just think what everyone else thinks, basically.
Wilder KO, Fury points.
Well, I do think Fury could stop him, but
Do you?
like we said last time, I think it's physically possible.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be on the night. Like I say that too often, but because it's a really boring answer, but I just do. I think it's going to be on the night who implements their plan. I think. Oh yeah, I watched the BT preview show with Ben Davidson and Hay, and it was really, really interesting because obviously Ben Davidson has been studying Wilder for years now.
Yep.
And like his analysis is just insane. Like, I actually kind of worry for not worried for Fury, but I do sort of think he has lost a real asset in his corner. Someone who knows that much about Deontay Wilder. I'm not saying Sugar Hill doesn't, but I don't know if he does. So I know that Davidson does based on that. It was amazing. He was able to break down every little bit of body language Wilder did, and he was like, that means he's going to do this. That means, like, he's like, if he bounces, it's a mental lapse. If his hand's caught between his chest and his side, he's dangerous. That's when he'll throw. It was things like that. It was quite. And it was more detailed than that. It was a more detailed breakdown. It was quite incredible. He was saying as well that there's things where, like, if you hit him on the guard, Wilder will always try and follow up with a left hook, with a quite sloppy left hook, and he was saying that's an opportunity to make, because you know he's going to do it. You make him miss, you make him pay.
It's amazing, that level of detail, isn't it?
It really is. It was like watching a top level football analyst breaking down a team. Remember when Gary Neville first came on the scene? It was a bit like that. It was reminiscent of that for me. So that was great. Having watched that, I feel the same way. I don't know who's going to win. It's just going to be on the night. If Fury boxes an absolutely perfect fight, then obviously he'll win on points, in my opinion. If Wilder, if it's less than perfect, Wilder's going to have a chance. So yeah, and it will be less than perfect, because who can box a perfect fight for 12 rounds? I can't. It's very hard. Yeah,
I think it's such a cliche, isn't it? Like the big puncher will win by knockout, or I don't know. I just think it's really hard to. It's weird, like Tyson Fury's progression since the first fight has been up and down, hasn't it? Like physically, he'll definitely be in better shape.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
But mentally, is he more distracted?
He does. It does seem like they've put more limitations on the media this time around.
Yeah, but he's had all these things going on and all the PAs and the 2 fights in between, which he wasn't impressive really in either outing. The Otto Wallen stuff, the big massive cut that he had a few months ago, and I've heard they've limited it to body sparring now instead of actually sparring to the head, just in case the cut opens up again. Wow. So many variables, and it doesn't seem as though any of those variables we've just mentioned favour Tyson Fury.
No.
Other than the fact he's maybe more physically fit.
But I do think there's a lot of improvements Wilder can make as well. I mean, like he was throwing from weird positions in the ring. Like, he wasn't in range a lot of the time.
I don't think you'll change him now.
Well, I was going to say though, I felt like against Ortiz, he throwing his punches much straighter, and I think he was really anxious in that first. He seemed anxious in that first fight, and he was just too wild. I just think he needs to jab more and throw straighter, and I think that he's got a much better chance. And also, David Hay made the point. He was actually really good on the breakdown. He was saying, I don't understand why he wasn't jabbing to the body more, and it's a very good point because the body is there. So,
yeah,
I do think there's adjustments Wilder can make, small adjustments that will make a big difference. But equally, like, Fury could be so much better.
Yep.
He could be loads better, because obviously we've not seen the best Tyson Fury the last 2 fights, and it's down to the opponent. Whenever he fights someone better, he ups his game. So
and he can do it all. I listened to Don Charles on
every single thing.
Everything. I listened to Don Charles on Tris Dixon's podcast.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Tris Dixon's Boxing Life Stories.
Yeah.
Good friend of the show.
Yeah.
Tris. But I listened back to a Don Charles episode.
Never doesn't know this exists.
Never met him.
Hasn't got a clue.
Never met him, but some guy.
Didn't get a reply. It wasn't about tonic water anyway.
Slimline.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be a slimline guy. But Don Charles said that because obviously he was training Chisora when Chisora fought Fury twice, and they were training, and Don Charles in the back of his mind thought, in this second fight, the rematch years down the line, I just get a feeling that Fury's going to come out and just box the whole fight southpaw.
Yeah. And
he did, and he absolutely schooled Chisora again. So he can do anything at all, and he's got that ability to confuse. It's interesting. It is interesting.
You got a prediction for me? If you got to pick one way or the other, I'll give you one as well. I'll throw one your way.
I'll go Fury, very close points, maybe split decision.
Do you think that's based on now he's bringing a lot of money to the table with the deal? Yeah. So
yes, he's now a commodity in America.
But do you think, given it's a co-promotion, it's going to be just fair judging?
Yes.
Interesting.
I think there's so much.
So they split the backhanders down the middle.
yeah. One sucks it up and one's victorious. I think given the kind of fallout from the first decision, or not the fallout, but the disagreements from the first decision, the fact that Fury's now a commodity in America, all that sort of stuff rolled together, I think hopefully we get fair judging. But
I hope so.
Fair judging is one man's opinion against another, so
yeah,
you never know.
I'm also going to go for Fury on points.
Okay.
But I'm not saying, I don't want people to think this is like me going, this is what will happen, because that's not what I'm saying.
That's what a prediction
I'm
is.
saying gun to head.
It's very dramatic.
I'm saying gun to head, this is what I would pick.
Okay.
But obviously, I'm not saying that's a more likely outcome than anything else. It's just what I'm going for.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's okay with me.
Okay.
What do you think Dave Caldwell would say if you went gun to head?
Yeah.
Slimline? Yes or no?
He'd say...
no, just normal.
He'd say no, just normal. And I think we'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Do we...